What's going on, everyone? I'm Tyler, and you're watching Hop Ones, the show about hoppy wings, spicy beers, and hot questions. We're here with Joe Short, Scott Newmill from Shorts Brewing Company. Joe and Scott are the CEO and the CFO of Shorts. So in light of that, let's do a shotgun start to this episode, and we'll do that with some Juicy Brutes.
Get it off. Wow.
How'd it go, guys?
Ooh, excuse me.
Pretty foamy. Can I have a towel?
Alright.
These get a little messy, just like the wings will a little bit. So these pub wings are made on special this week. They're super tasty. We don't make wings a lot, but when we do, they're super duper yummy. So let me know what you guys think. How are you guys normally with spicy food?
Not great.
Not good?
Frank's Red Hot is about my threshold.
Yeah, we'll see how that develops as we move along. And it's going to be a great
I
day.
mean, getting better.
So we've been in business for 15 years, which is pretty sweet. What do you guys think most successful breweries have in common?
Great beer.
Easy, all right, easy one.
It's
Scott,
approachable too.
as a CFO, you're required to answer this
Very
thoroughly.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think it has to be. I used to would say a sound financial basis, but now I've been in the industry long enough. I think it's a personal touch, something that people can relate to. So.
Personal touch. Huh?
A mission that has a connection to the consumer.
I think that sounds pretty good. Yeah, I think we do a good job of that. We try to do little personal touches here and there.
So this is easy. I can do this.
All right.
That's what you think, right?
Quick question for you, Joe. If you were going to brew a beer with someone dead or alive, who's it going to be?
Man, that's a tough one. Dead or alive?
I'd pick Bon Jovi.
He's dead?
Dead or alive.
Yeah, I'd love to have like some historical figure. Maybe an early colonial brewer like George Washington, or maybe somebody influential in early development of the United States, like Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. You want to just old dead presidents.
I need a tall guy who could pour the hot water on.
George would be pulling out his wood teeth.
Yeah.
Scott, what about you?
Oh, it's coming to me
An
too.
old dead president. A great.
You got to quick about it, Scott.
I have to
Quick.
be like an old dead prime minister or something, just to make it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
upsetting.
What the hell's a prime minister? Alright. Bad question. Moving on. You guys want to try the next swing?
Yeah.
This one we should probably start
Prepping ourselves.
getting into
We
it.
gotta go
These ones
up a
are
little
easy
bit
to eat. Yeah, we got to go up a little bit more.
They're sweet. Right off the bat. They're
Great.
sweet.
You
Like
guys gonna
cheese
eat the
here.
whole wing?
I'm starving.
I'm starving.
Yeah, I came hungry. All right.
Alright, that one's in.
That
Not
one's
too
in.
bad. Growing a little bit. The peak's growing a little.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about Northern Michigan. Why'd you choose Northern Michigan, Joe?
Well, I'll try to keep it simple. One, I realize that life is short. And if you're going to maximize your time on the planet, there's no sense in wasting any of it by living in a place that you don't want to live or doing any kind of job that you don't want to do. So, I chose Northern Michigan because it's one of my favorite places in the world. It's got an enormous amount of fresh water. And I've traveled to a bunch of places outside of Michigan, which are all amazing and awesome. But there's something that draws me to the fresh water here. And I love the ruralness, especially of charming little towns like Belfast.
Now, this is a same question.
Starting
but
to warm up a little bit.
it's-
Can we get some sumac in here?
It's a little more bizarre to ask you this. Why Bel Air?
Why Bel
From England.
I was actually, when I was a video
Chasing the poon.
I got a sabbatical. And then it was cheap place to come in was Grand Rapids, Michigan. That was and then came here, and then it was sunny in
Number
summer.
two's
out.
kind of hot.
It's growing,
Sorry.
It's a grower, not a shower.
but it was it was summer, and it seemed very nice. And no one told me about winter, and
Yeah.
by the time I figured that out,
The old bait and switch.
Yeah, it was too late. So.
That's some good coconut milk.
Are you already on your milk? I thought that was like for emergencies.
So
It's an emergency.
Jeez.
So Joe, you mentioned that Scott came over here because he was chasing something. You got to settle something for me, all right?
Yeah.
Who's the girl on the Soft Parade label?
Fritz Horstman's girlfriend's roommate at the time.
Super clear.
So Fritz Horstman is the one of my friends I met through friends in college.
Yeah.
Knew he was an artist. I lobbed a concept for a beer label. I was like, we just need a beer label. And then he started continuing to do them. And so he went with the Soft Parade one, and I never really gave him any direction for that beer in particular. And he said he was, I forget where he was at, but he was on the rooftop of his girlfriend's apartment, and his girlfriend's roommate was essentially sunbathing out on this rooftop, and he took that likeness and transformed it into a label. A lot of people think it was a girl that I used to go with.
That's
I
the
guess
rumor on the street.
the likeness could be there, but really wherever anyone's fantasy takes them is where the label could come from.
All right, guys. So we've had 2 wings and a little bit of beer. Joe, everybody goes home and has beer too after they've been out at the bar. Do you ever find yourself cooking after you've been out drinking? What are you cooking?
Lately, no. Like the last 10 years, probably. I don't.
What was your go-to in the past?
Oh, like whatever was available.
Yeah,
Considering that I would eat most of my meals here at the pub,
That makes
so it would
sense.
be like ramen or
Ramen all night.
chips,
Chips, a big
or,
bag. You used to eat pretzels like crazy.
pretzels.
You used to
Pretzels
eat more
mustard.
pretzels
Yeah.
than anybody I
I
ever.
had to shut the pretzels down.
Scott,
I just
Mashed potatoes.
leftovers. Yeah.
sausages,
Any
Plain-
sort of
plain
meat.
peas and corn.
piece of corn, big bag, microwave.
Just rip open the bag and eat it like
Fish
a
and
bag of
chips
chips.
or whatever. I don't know what's stereotypical and meant to be.
You guys ready for wing 3?
Yeah.
How did the?
So are these going? Are we getting hotter, or is it
Oh, it's-
all over the place?
So-
is that consistent heat, or
No,
is it
it's
just
kind
all
of
over
an
the place?
exponential
Oh,
ramp. as
so we
go.
ramp up hard at the
So
end.
if that last one's a little toasty for you, then we're gonna see what happens
Yeah,
this next one.
yeah, I'm gonna be in trouble. So the boy named Sumac, pub only beer, lovely fire putter outer.
Oh yeah. Sumac, as you guys may not know, is not poison unless you get poison sumac. So we're drinking sumac beer, not because we're going on a strange
It's a
trip.
good
or anything
heat
like that.
killer. You may want to keep some on
You guys might want to start cheersing on these. We do wing cheers here.
Okay.
Scott, get it out of your mouth.
Yeah, I was
We're
gonna
not
say.
cheersing
I was
after
gonna
this
say.
one.
All right. So the trick to these, you got to pull one of the bones out by twisting her.
This one's
Maybe
fruity.
Oh, this one's got some.
Got some spice to it.
This one's got all mouth spice for sure.
All right. Oh god, that tastes pretty warm.
It's fine as long as you keep eating.
Yeah, eat them quick. Definitely helps.
Oh man.
How those guys doing? Pretty good?
That's hot.
Uncomfortable already.
I'm fine right now.
Alright, while you guys are under the stress of the heat, Joe, I gotta ask you a question.
Okay.
One of these beers has to go forever. Never to be made again. We got Nicey, we got Spruce Pilsner, and we got Huma.
Oh my god.
Pick it. Scott's going for the water.
Bad move. Rookie mistake.
Wow. I'm going for
Probably-
milk. I'm doing it already.
That one's real hot.
Probably spruce.
That's really hot. This is a problem if they're going up.
These are getting really hot.
I don't know if I can finish these.
Joe, you're gonna make it.
Oh no.
That last one didn't even taste good either. Though.
Yeah.
Joe,
What's this one?
it's beer.
Does it matter?
Nope.
I can't even taste it.
Alright, Joe, I gotta ask you a
This
question.
is the worst idea you've ever had.
Hey, Joe, how do you balance beer and how do you balance life with small children by working in the beer industry?
Well, one, I have a great partner. and a great team around me.
I'm crying. Your story's so sweet, I'm crying.
And then I bring the kids to everything that I can.
Yep.
Really?
Scott just let out a sigh of terror.
Wow. I cannot do it without my wife Leah, and the team around me. Because that's how we figure out how to make things balance and work. Sometimes I need to be gone from my family. People jump in.
Scott, don't touch you guys.
It's
Careful,
just
you guys.
getting emotional.
Times when I need to be doing stuff at work and drawn away from my family, like Lee gets
It's asleep. He's right there, right by
So,
me.
did I answer that effectively?
I think you did a really good job.
I can't believe you just ramped the curve so hard.
Yeah. Hey Scott, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Now that you started your second career as the sous chef at a food truck with Chef Jacqueline,
Yeah.
have you finally learned to pronounce burgers and ranch like a man in Michigan?
Burgers. Ranch.
Say it like Michigan.
Burgers. Oh. I don't know burgers, but ranch. Ranch.
There you go. Now we're gonna tell you. Yep.
Burger.
You know what I think would be helpful? Just a wet towel to put on my face.
When you first met me a few years ago, 8 years ago, what did you think of me?
To be honest, Tyler, when I first met you, was in passing when Matt Drake, our HR guy at the time, was like, "Hey, here's our new intern, Tyler." I was like, "Why is he in a tie?"
I remember him wearing a tie.
Yeah, he was wearing a tie. It's like nobody has ever worn a tie in this building or in any HR experience I've ever had. But I like your style, dude.
I just assumed.
But it was super fast. I was like, all right, cool, nice to meet you. I'm going somewhere to do something.
I just assumed I signed on for a high class organization. You know?
Well,
Top
you
notch.
made it high class, buddy.
Scott is known to have eye issues.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You should check out this song. Probably one of the greatest songs of 2018. It's Double Magician by the Midwest new country western alternative rock band Braxton Hicks and Contraction. Sing a song about Scott Newman Bale and mention his eye issue.
Yeah.
It's very,
I
very
haven't had it
classic.
recently, but I'm sure this will bring it
Until
back
later
on.
today. No, it's gonna sterilize.
Now, do you know what the most fantastic thing about putting hot wing sauce in your eye is?
No.
Your mouth does not feel as bad.
I think
All of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, it's gone.
I expected X-ray vision.
That's one of the most prolific statements of the century.
Yeah.
We're on to the next wing.
All right, I don't know if I'm going to eat the whole wing this time.
You can just take a little bite. You don't have to eat the whole bite. No one's forcing you. That's the whole point. Scott, you can't scrape it off though. What are you doing?
I'm not
Yeah.
scraping it off. I'm just look. I had a massive blob right on the top.
Typical bean counter trying to scrape a little off the
Look
top.
how much sauce I've still got on my.
All right, we cheersing?
Yeah, sure. You guys got the regular wing. I got the
Kind of in recovery.
Oh, and I don't want to eat cheating.
So here's how you eat the wing. You pull this guy out when you have a little chunker.
Yeah.
Eat the non-sauce first. I see what you're doing first.
Then this turns into one bone instead of two. All right, I'm gonna try to eat as much as I can in one bite. That's my new rule.
Here's Scott. Scott's going to town. Fuck the chant.
All right.
First one.
Yeah.
So far, that one's actually cooled down the other one. But I'm
This
sure
one's a
it's
little
gonna
ice
come.
on the fire. I think.
I think the curve was backwards on this one.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I can just.
That's what I was thinking too. I can talk again.
I just roll into the pole position and hit 6th gear, and I'm ready to
Here's
rock.
the funny thing.
Is this one
Oh,
of
here
those
it
time,
comes.
re-
Here
time
it comes.
release?
I can feel it.
It might be a throat, like a slow burn throat.
I can feel it at the back of the throat coming now.
Scott can feel it coming on the back of his throat.
I don't know. I actually feel it right here. I kind of feel like Iron Man right now, how that thing just starts to glow in your chest.
We've both been in the industry for so long.
Amazingly complimentary to this group.
Yeah.
This is so long, meaning
You guys
1/3 of my life.
Yeah, you're getting a little older. And I'm wondering, what do you think?
Grayer,
What's the biggest change you guys have seen in the industry so far?
tons of breweries.
Yeah.
And consumer palates are all over that place.
Yeah. can change continuously.
Do you guys think that the standard hop threshold shift is a real thing? Where basically you drink so much IPA that eventually you have to keep going up and up and up into more IPA.
I do
Now
not
I'm
think
coming
so.
back down.
That's coming
And I'm the perfect case study for that because I drink more Huma than I drink any other beer, and I like all of our beers. I like, this Juicy Brewed, all these hoppy beers, but Huma for me is the benchmark because shamelessly promoting this is perfectly balanced, and it never gets old to me. But I also think as I get older,
Yeah.
like I'm finding like where my preference is, and I'm less likely to explore.
You kind of honed in.
I know what I like.
I can see that.
So when I was first getting into this is when it was exciting for me as a brewer, and I was like, I'm gonna try all this stuff, all of it. And then I kind of figured out where my path was taking me as a consumer and a brewer. But now we have hired all these amazing people, and our new brewers are creating things for the next generation of drinkers to find their path. Because my path only led in one direction, and if it was just up to me, we'd just be making Huma standards.
Scott, how do you think we've changed over the years?
I think it's hard to go from a very small operation to a bigger one. But so at first we were really engaged with everyone. We knew what was going on, and then there was kind of a period where we grew, and then now thankfully we're back to where we were, where we've got enough people around us who can do everything day to day, so we can get back out and be in there and know what people are wanting and saying, and I think it helps a lot. So kind of done full circle, to be honest.
A little more thoughtful.
We're just running in circles.
Up until a couple weeks ago, we've been pedal to the metal at 9,000 RPMs since day one.
Yeah.
So
But a couple of weeks ago, has it stopped in the last 2 weeks?
We had the weekend off. You were making burgers.
Scott's making burgers. I got another question for you guys. Joe, have you ever been kicked out of a bar or restaurant?
Not to my recollection.
That counts. That counts.
I'm
Scott,
pretty sure no.
Clearly, I was explaining. Actually, I think I remember you getting kicked out. I'll tell you that one. But then
Well, there you go.
hold up there. Where
I'll
did
finish
Joe
the
kick
story. I'll finish the story of the last one when I was kicked out. When I shot the thing and I touched my eye today. Then I shot a piece of chicken wing up my eye. And
all the same
I
story?
fell off. Yeah, I fell off the chair. Yeah, I fell off this chair, the rib in East Lansing, and just fell straight on someone's table. Ran to the bathroom, elbowed people out the way. Started washing my eye, and my whole side of my face was swollen. And I walked out, and the bouncers were there, and they kicked me out. So there's that. And then I'm pretty sure we both got kicked out of the bar at Pauline's wedding.
Do you think they thought that you were drunk
We were just
or that
put
you were
off.
just had a crazy English
No.
accent?
I think it was probably a combination of both.
We were. Oh, we were. No, we were kicked out. We were just like
Asked to leave. Yeah.
Because it was after the reception was over, everybody like beelined to the bar, and the bartender's like, "No, on to you guys, not happening."
You guys ready for wing number
No, it
5?
was a very manageable
Yeah.
event. All right. So I'm very thankful for the
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Well, it's,
I'm starting to feel something.
I got 2 drummies left.
you ready?
A little bit of Sejuana. What's the beer after
Did you know
Sejuana?
Sejuana, I think, cut the heat really, really well.
It's
More than any
almost,
other beer.
It was almost like an ocean breeze going over
Yeah,
the mountain.
I think that one probably cut it more than any other ones we had. We can
Right.
cheers if you
Cheers.
want, or you can just settle to
Cheers,
yourself
I'm
up.
rubbing, trying to
All
rub
right.
some of it
Take
off.
Oh,
my
he's rubbing it
glasses
off.
off on this one. Oh man, this is gonna burn.
It's got burn, it's good flavor.
Oh, that's a good.
Still hungry. Eat fast, right?
Alright, guys. What do you think of that one?
I think I cut the inside of my lip with some of that crispy chicken.
I don't think you
Yeah,
did.
I
I think
think
it's
so.
just the heat, Joe.
No, I think I did. And you know what
You can-
hot in an open wound feels like? Painful.
Alright, guys. This next segment is called the Instagram dive. While you guys are feeling that and feeling the pain, we gotta ask. We'll start with Joe.
Why did I lick my fingers?
We'll start with a couple of Instagram photos, and you can explain what the hell is going on this time.
I'll try.
Joe, here's your first photo.
Dan's Pink Skirt, Clam Lake Beer Company, Cadillac, Michigan.
Explain the day. What was going on? Scott, I got one for you. What the hell was going on in this photo?
Oh!
Oh, so that was JBF, and I was actually. It looked that bad. I did cut the mustache that way for the actual
It could be
pants
a
label.
regular look.
But the reason the shorts were so bad is I was actually just sitting there on the phone and I wasn't paying attention. And Jack was actually just came up with scissors and actually cut them that short.
Wait a second, you were sitting down.
No, I was leaning on the bar.
Oh,
She's
and
like,
Jack was just cutting your pants
you
off?
need a rough bottom of your shorts.
I like
She
how
went,
you guys
she went,
did this with
she
the
went a
hats.
little high. So,
You look good. All right, Joe. What beer have we made that you were most excited with how it turned out?
I think Juicy Tree is one of the best beers that we've ever made and continue to make. I was actually thinking about this last night, actually. I was downstairs in the basement looking for a beer to drink, and for some reason I was remembering this time we made Noble Chaos, packaged it. I remember sitting in my chair, drinking a glass. This is when after Lee and the boys went to bed, and I was drafting an email to the Elk Rapids brew staff just because I was so enamored with like how awesome that beer tasted and how well they executed it. So that's just one like memory off the cuff. But in general, Juicy Tree out of the park.
That's the one.
Is my beer.
That's a damn good beer. What about you, Scott? Was it a beer with lime in it? I assume it was
I was
lime.
going to call that key lime pie. I need the experimentals though, and it's not just because a lot of the time I don't like the like peanut butter. I don't like Bloody Mary beer, but that's because I don't like Bloody Marys. But when I taste like that beer and like a PB&J,
Right.
the fact that we can make it a beer and it doesn't just taste like some brews that just it tastes fake.
Right. Last wing's always a special wing because you gotta put a little extra on it.
Well, it's got like a ton of extra on it, right?
So you gotta put a little drop. You don't have to put a drop, but I'm gonna put a drop and we'll see if you guys
Because all
put
the
a drop.
Scoville evaporates as it's been sitting here.
I mean, you can make up whatever story you want. You don't have to do it, Scott. You don't want to.
I'm not gonna let you beat me.
I think I'm just gonna do that, like, you know how they do with the dry martini, they just wave it over? I might just do the wave.
You gonna do the wave?
Unless you, is it hotter than number 3?
I mean, Scott and I are doing it.
Alright.
Now, I think what's clearly happening now is we've been here long enough that the heat's actually. Remember, I said my eye was
It's
just
acclimating, it's acclimating.
Now
our palate.
I've just got some
You're
problems.
brewing
out here.
something up.
Yeah.
Here, put that on there so we don't start a fire in here. All right, so you guys are on the last wing. This one's got the special sauce. You guys want to cheers this one? This one's the most important to cheers.
And I'm gonna eat this bite first.
You gotta eat that bite. I got a big glob on mine.
You ready, set, go. Wow. So it's got some heavy footings.
Oh, that's like that number 3 flavor too. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, that real musty
Yeah.
old fruit.
Of pain.
Oh, down
Yeah,
below.
it tastes like pain.
What's your name?
Tastes like pain.
One more time.
Tastes like pain. I'll eat one more bite.
That one's definitely got some heat to it.
Because I think number 3 set the stage.
I think number 3 did set the stage.
This might be the creeper.
But the thing about heat, it kind of goes up to a certain point, and then I don't think you can taste it past a certain point.
No,
It kind of gets to be so intense.
I'm pretty sure my body's like, let's just throw up. Yeah, you got it on your lips. Look at that. That must
No.
be burning.
Well, it burns like hell. That's all right.
You got big glow on your lip.
I'm used to eating spicy food all the time. Oh. So what do you guys think of the last one?
Flavor, not so much.
Yeah.
Still hasn't surpassed 3, but I'm waiting. This might be a time bomb.
There's something coming in.
It's
not
a
good.
different heat. The thing about peppers is it can bite on different points of your tongue or your throat. This one's definitely plays the long game.
Okay, so number 3 takes the cake as far as like most uncomfortable I've been.
But how's it building?
It's
It's
building.
right. It's actually right.
No, this
here.
one's building now. This one's
I feel
building.
like at some point there might be a in my throat. Oh.
All right, guys. So for Shorts Brewing Company, what's next?
Well, after our next trip to the hospital, that's coming later today, I don't know.
That's a
don't know
creeper.
anymore.
Why did I eat the extra bite? Oh, this is like you always have to pee bad.
I know, I do need to.
Yeah,
I don't even care.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it right now.
You don't care what's next?
No.
Joe, what's next?
Hold on.
Oh, don't touch your eyes, Joe.
Yeah, I did. Oh. I've had so much milk too. It's not good. Now I've just got hot with milk in my stomach.
All right. What's next?
What's next for shorts?
We're going to champion who we are and what we believe in. We're getting products of passion to the people among the Midwest. And we're going to invest in our communities. We're crafting communities and brewing the world.
I'm just saying, we're just gonna cut down on our video budget. This is fucking. Oh.
You alright, buddy?
The throat burn is the worst.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not good. You know, growing up in California, I ate hot stuff all the time. So I feel like I was predispositioned to be okay. But you guys, England doesn't even have a chili pepper.
I would like have a shot of suntan lotion right now.
I think I may throw up, but
No, hang in there,
I'm
buddy.
actually concerned about what would happen if I did.
Alright, so we're getting towards the end of the episode. We finished our last wing. So guys, the thing we do at the end here is we got this scammer, we got this scammer, we got this scammer. Tell them where they can find you guys on the internet.
Oh,
Shortsbrewing.com.
I think.
Google
At this
us.
point, I don't know.
Where was that?
What?
Shortsbrewing.com.
Yeah.
Joe, you on Instagram?
Yeah.
I don't even know what. Scott at Shorts, I think, is generally where I am.
I think my mustache just shed a tear.
Alright guys, well, thank you for doing this with me.
Cheers.
It was really fun.
Thanks for.
Thanks. I really enjoyed it.
I hope Leah likes the Dutch ovens tonight.
Jeez. Alright, I'm gonna go. See ya.